But how do you get the Taliban to be reasonable? They have banned women from schools, they have banned women from the workplace, there is abject poverty right now in Afghanistan. You have worked, with the Afghans for many decades now. How do you get the Taliban to be reasonable?
First of all, ma'am, since you mentioned the economic crisis in Afghanistan, I would say that the cause of the crisis is the frozen funds of the Afghan Central Bank. $7 billion have been frozen by the United States, and they're holding that money. Then sanctions, and the fear of businessmen to deal with Afghan entities because of those sanctions, and lack of proper infrastructure left by the Americans when they left. So these are the root causes of economic problems in Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. We definitely stand for equality and rights, definitely. Mm-hmm. And the gender equality is no less important to Russia than it is important to the United States or some European countries.
That's why I asked you the question, how do you get the Taliban to be reasonable?
But we also got to understand that any country may have their own perceptions and its own readings of what is permissible, what is not permissible. And we got to work with Taliban.
But these are not people who have been voted in. They have come with the power of the gun. And they are not following any Afghan constitution. Certainly they're winning.
That was a revolution. The Taliban coming to power is a revolution. And they are a political reality. We got to work with them. We got to engage them, not threaten them. And a British experience, historical experience, the Soviet and American campaigns in Afghanistan taught us that the Pashtuns and the Afghans in general do not respond to the language of threats. So you got to convince them. You got to engage them. You cannot threaten them. And I wouldn't like to sound anti-American here, so that it's not perceived as propaganda. But I would ask our viewers, let them ask themselves, why would anyone want to corner Taliban instead of trying to involve them, to engage them?
Yes.
It's very dangerous.
Yes, but so far it has not worked, Ambassador. The involving of the Taliban into negotiations, whether they be the Doha talks, they have been speaking to you, they have been speaking to the Chinese, it has not worked. And things have only regressed in Afghanistan, especially for women. So I'm asking you again, how does the world then push them to involve, to be more inclusive, especially of the 50% of the population?
The only way forward, you asking me again, I'm responding you again. We have to engage them. We got to talk to them. We got to return the money, and we got to raise all restrictions, and we got to let this country live. And together convince them to reconsider some of the harsh steps they have taken. Mm-hmm. But you cannot threaten a Pashtun.
All right.